And it looks like it's Rick Humphrey too, who's standing across half-back for the Tigers without a man at the moment. But the Eagles have pushed their half-forwards up onto the wing. Lang has gone right up onto the outer side wing, and Mick Lovell with Wallace has moved right up to the members' side wing, standing next to his teammate Danny Irving there. So they're keeping the forward line open. They've got Justin Allison, the youngster, at full forward, and they've also got number 10 Murray at centre half forward, and that actually says Dogger, which is Justin Ellison's nickname, so that's all right. They've got a bit of fan club down there, Justin Ellison behind the goals. He's under 18 teammates. So pretty open forward line for the Suburbs as we start the second term. Umpire Banch with the ball in the middle to start the second term of this preliminary final. The Tigers in front at the moment. Reuter and Smith go up for the bounce, and Ian Curvis tackled as he gets his kick away towards half forward. Backwell in the race with Loughton towards the footy at half back, and Loughton does very well to push it out towards the wing for a boundary throw in on centre wing on the outer side.
It'll be interesting to see Luke Thompson has got to have a big influence in this quarter. He's the loose man now in the Eastern Suburbs backline. So it's one thing to throw a loose man down in your own backline to try and stop the Eastern Suburbs run, but it'll be interesting to see what influence Thompson has in this quarter.
Okay, Mick O'Leary does well to McGough. Quick hand pass. The little rugged rover goes long on the left foot, but a good defensive football there from, looks like Shane Grapsis out there, and Jason Stein. Did very nicely for the Tigers and got it out of bounds. Half-forward flank, a good 65 metres from the Eastern Suburbs goal, kicking with a towering inferno of a breeze here this afternoon and making conditions a little treacherous for all concerned.
I tell you what, Ronnie, that little call there, Mick O'Leary to McGough, if that starts to fire...
Well, it's just happened again. O'Leary gave it to McGough then, but he was tackled, and he's getting up very gingerly with Atchison, running through Burke now, breaks a couple of tackles, goes to 50, but it's a poor kick. Reuter just standing across the middle, plays on quickly, wants to get the kick long, but Wallace, it's over his head. It's run a long way over his head as well. Murray comes through. Can he trap it? He tries to tap it on. There's a couple of Tigers lining up for it. One's Wallace, and he gets wrapped up. That's dropping the ball. And good tackle too by Mick Lovell.
Tim McGough in a bit of trouble with the knee.
Yeah, and he's had trouble with that knee all season now at Lovell. Called to play on, goes long towards Allison. Reuter over the back of the pack also. Reuter, if he can kick it off, he's going to kick it off the ground. Robbie Reuter!
That's the goal of the year! Juventus! Sensational football. Robbie Reuter. Come on down.
He always comes up with something special, Robbie Reuter. Didn't try and trap it with the hands there, just kicked it off the ground for his second at Eastern Suburbs. Second good start to the quarter for the Suburbs, 2-1-13. They trailed Thompson 4-7-31 on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. And Ronnie Brain used to do that in his heyday at Newtown, and Robbie Reuter's done it again this afternoon.
Yeah,
and
great goal.
McGough in the forward pocket, still in the hands of the trainers against Grapsis now. And
he'll be right.
He'll be right, will he?
Yeah, he's pretty tough. He's played with
he's been carrying that. Yeah, exactly. He's been carrying that knee all season, so I don't think it's going to stop him now. 2 games out from the end of the season in the preliminary final. A good start for the Eagles. First goal the second term. They're only 18 points behind now. Back to the centre up by Banches. Got it again. Smith and Reuter. It's going to favour Smith there if he can get. He goes up with Gardner in the end. Radford gives it to Reuter, who followed it on the big ruckman. Gets a right foot to it. Now Humphrey, the loose man across half back. He's got it. Goes towards the safe of the boundary line, and Wallace. Now Wallace is going to trap it. O'Leary, right. Good pressure from him. Wallace over the back, and Humphrey there as well. It's out of bounds.
Took his eyes off the football. The fundamental basic. You've heard the footsteps. You must keep your eye on the ball, son. And on that occasion, he didn't, and that's what's cost him possession.
Smith, good tap over the back to Richardson. Tries to do too much and then drop the footy. He's still there fighting for it, though, as is Withers, who's back on the ground. Falls towards O'Leary now. Handball to Wallace, who traps it for the Tigers. Puts Richardson under a bit of pressure. His kick's partly smothered. Falls towards Hobbs now, wrapped up by Timmy Gardner. Timmy traps it, gets away, can handball to Lamb, but he's going to go and do it all himself. Good kick, too, measured at the Menzies at half forward, and Dale Menzies has taken the mark.
Plays on quickly, too, the big fella. The goal sneak for the Tigers, a long bomb. But there's nobody home for the Thompson side. Andy Reuter couldn't take the mark in trying to judge that in the breeze, but he recovered well and kicks out wide to the defensive side of Godfrey Street. Out to the outer side. Atchison overran the ball. Kicked off the cover. Peter Lang, good football to McGough. His kick, a real worm burner it was, and allows now Mark Harris, the fullback, to come out if he can pick it up. McGough! Thank you for coming. And he's fixed up Mark Harris with a beautiful hip and shoulder, and the umpire blew his whistle.
There was advantage paid over there towards side.
It was a beautiful hip and shoulder.
Stein got it towards half forward. Backwell now traps it. High kick. Richardson running with it. Shepherded for Gardner. Good play. Richardson on 50 now. Poor kick around the corner. Can Cowan pick it up? He can't. Stefanovski goes off the ground for a kick. For a kicking in danger.
Scotty, that beautiful hip and shoulder before. I'd be very interested to know what that round thing is that sits on a bloke's shoulders.
Yeah, I think it was a great hip and shoulder, Ronnie. But
you put it down, you get it knocked off, son.
He had his head down to attack the footy. You've got to look after the playmaker.
It's taken 35 minutes, but the niggles started. Good to see in the commentary box. Cowan now from 45 metres out with the free kick. Stefanovski kicking in danger there.
You're back Thompson, haven't you, Peter?
No.
A big plugger has a chance to kick goal number 3. He comes in now kicking from 45. Is it gone? Well, it's going to bounce in the goal square. Reuter was third in line and then picked up the footy easily. Goes towards the outer side. Smith tried to take the mark. Couldn't do so for Eastern Suburbs. Back. Well, now Smith again traps it. Runs back towards the Tigers' goal. Gives it to Delamonica. Elfie with a short little kick around. Nankervis couldn't trap it. And it's out of bounds, just on the 50-metre line for Thompson.
Yeah, Dylan Smith, he really needs to work hard today because his position is in jeopardy with the injuries to key players, and he's proven so far for mine that he's really fair dinkum about his footy today, as we see now Barry throw in. Good work, Alfie Delamonica, too, who's had a pretty topsy-turvy season. Probably played the last 6 in the twos, and he's got his chance today. Quick hands. Good footy there to his teammate who kicked it and gained a good 40 metres for the Eagles.
Boundary throw-in free kick picked out of it too by umpire Habib. It's going to go to Reuter, who was in front there of Christian Smith. So at half-back to relieve the pressure goes long with a breeze towards Murray. Stein behind, Murray in front. O'Leary is there also running with it. Lovell comes out towards Murray again. Close to the boundary line and out of bounds. Just on the attacking side of wing for the Eagles. They trail 2-1-13. Thompson 4-7-31. We've been playing 5 minutes in this second term. And it's a boundary throw-in. Lang and Smith. Neither gets a tap to it, then back towards Nankervis. Threw it to Richardson. Got through traffic. Handball's good to Atchison. Sets the centre half back up. Runs a long way. Goes with his right boot towards the letter Cowan. He's up. Good mark. Mark Cowan at 50. Strong hands from Plugger.
Strong hands, but a beautiful low trajectory. Drop punt Andrew Atchison and made it a lot easier for the big man in Cowan.
Richardson goes in. And back will also try to give it short there, Cowan. Now, he's still got men there. Withers is one of them, right on the boundary line. Gets around back onto his left foot, favoured boot, but it's a long way from goal.
You'd ask yourself there, Scotty, like you're standing at centre-half forward, you're 45 out. Now, it's probably too far to kick. Why would you go across to the dead pocket?
Yeah, we've got any attacking at Thompson, haven't even Eastern Suburbs. They haven't used the ball at all this side.
They've got to bring it across to the change room side.
Yeah, definitely. Can't see a lot of sense in that. I mean, that's falling right into the hands of what Mick Thompson would like the Eastern Suburbs fellas to do it, and they're just making it easy work for them.
So yeah, I can't believe it either.
Sorry, man.
No, fair call. And
what do you think
Cowan should be told. The runner should be out to him and say, keep the ball on the attacking side of the ground.
What do you think of the men in white? How's Salam Malik going?
They're not too bad at the moment. They let Richardson go now with the right boot towards centre-half forward. Cowan runs out. Can't trap it at the first attempt. Then he can. The ball's knocked away. Luke Thompson running through. Hobbs as well. Tough at it with Gardner. They both go at the footy. Gardner wins. Gets away at centre-half forward. Gets around Radford. Puts it on the ground. Just playing with them. Handball, though. Poor. Sets up Grapsis. Coming across Matty Hobbs, his direct opponent. That's Gardner's. Radford now can clear the play towards the wide open space of the wing. But Ricky Humphrey, the loose man, can trap it and go with his left foot back towards centre-half forward. Luke Thompson running back. Evans. Oh, good play, Shane Evans. Came out from the back pocket, took a good, safe mark at half-back.
Yeah, great courageous grab from the youngster. Don't know much about him. Now, look at this. There's nothing happening here at half-forward now. There's an opportunity for them to go forward. Alfie Delamonica with the footy. Kicks up looking for Peter Lang, who just can't get into the game. Now Nankervis took his eyes off the ball because Lovell was bearing down on him. Oh, nice work, Radford. A little subtle tap over the top there to Lovell. Inboard to Irving. Here's an opportunity. Wembridge from 50. The drop punt at 5. Oh, it's bounced the wrong side of the big stick.
But the Eastern Suburbs boys are starting to run in a wave now, aren't they? They're running, starting to try and get the ball through the centre in 3s and 4s.
He should have kicked short there, I think, to Robbie Reuter, who was yelling for the ball. He was about 15 metres in the clear at about 30 out, but Wembridge elected to go for goal. Eastern Suburbs 2-2-14, Thompson 4-7-31, GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. Kicking by Harris, looking for and finding Timmy Gardner at centre half back. Handball to Burke quickly, they get on with the play. Comes towards the members' side, wide towards Wallace. Thompson with him now, and Grapsis is there as well. And give it a grapper and set up the orator. He does. He's at half back now. Short little kick towards the boundary line. Edwards and Smith. Edwards, can he take the mark? No, he can't. He's got support though, Stein. Handball was behind Lamb there. Stein off the ground with that out of bounds on the... Ooh, he mustn't have got a touch to it there, the boundary umpire said. And it's going to be a boundary throw in.
Big fella's done an ankle in that contest.
Yeah, Barry Edwards getting up gingerly, limping back towards centre half forward. Throw in. Smith in front, gets both hands to it. Handball, he got one eye too. Gives it towards Lamb and Irving and the boundary line. And the boundary line will win again. And the boundary umpire a bit more work to do.
Tell you what, we were talking earlier about the weather and how dismal it was looking. The sun's out, and have a look at the crowd. A bit of sunshine, and they've started to roll in.
And once the birds start to sing, Pete, we're in all sorts of trouble. As we see now, an opportunity for Radford. Clever. Over the top he goes to the run of Peter Lang. Can he pick it up? He can. Left foot kick, a beauty! And Dogger comes out and takes a ripper. And I'm talking of the 17-year-old full forward for the Eastern Suburbs side, Justin Allison. Great football, Peter Lang.
Yeah, good vision.
Skill. Great skill.
On both sides of his body,
One thing to pick the player that you want to get it to, then actually to put it on his chest like that. The full forward didn't have to change his move at all. He's led to the right side of the ground and hopefully should get a goal out of this.
Allison now.
Hasn't let him down.
Yeah, straight through the middle of the youngster. His first mark and his first kick for the day, and he's made no mistake. One goal to Justin Allison, and Eastern Suburbs creep a little bit closer. They're third, 3-2-20. Trail Thompson, 4-7-31 on the GDFL Bingo Centre. Second quarter scoreboard, 9 minutes gone in this second term.
Yeah, great build-up there. Great football so far in the preliminary final for GDFL footy in 96. Hope you enjoyed the call on 89.1. Country FM is country football.
Back to the centre now. Reuter and Smith to do battle again. And umpire Habby puts it down. Smith with a big right fist towards centre half forward. Gardner, that's Andrew Roves beautifully, and gives it to Withers. A short little kick out towards Cowan on the lead.
Beautiful footy.
And great footy from the Tigers. And the quick reply could be coming up with Mark Cowan has the footy 25 metres out, directly in front, going for goal number 3.
Don't think he'll pass this one.
Two important players for Thompson, Andrew Gardner and Withers. They're just starting to get a little bit more of the footy, and as it was last week, they probably played a little bit more in patches rather than consistently over 4 quarters, and Thompson would like to get 4 good quarters out of those two today.
Cowan now comes in with his left boot, 25 metres out. Good reply too from the Tigers. He's put it straight through for goal number 3, and the first for Thompson in this second term. They're 5-7-37. Thompson now. Eastern Suburbs 3-2-20. It's 17 points of difference again on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard, and we've been going 10.5 minutes in this second term.
If you're an Eastern Suburbs supporter, Peter Walker, how would you be feeling right now?
Oh well, I think it's very early times. You know, Mick O'Leary and Lang, Lang set up that last goal for Eastern Suburbs, but really they haven't come into the game yet. McGough hasn't come into the game. I think they will. I think they will get stronger, and it'll be interesting to see how the legs hold up, because the ground is what looks like reasonably firm. It'll be interesting later on in the day.
Okay, the ball kick for Orm Murray. Took his eyes off it. Should have taken the footy for mine. Very athletic he is, but so far hasn't taken a grab for the Suburbs. Ball now loose at centre wing. Alfie Delamonica's hand pass smothered by Humphrey. Now, Richardson copying a little bit of treatment, the coach of the
Irving's done
Tigers.
very well to get him high, I tell you.
Well, yeah,
Richardson's 6'4" and Irving's 5'5".
Well, Richardson got the free kick and he drives it forward. Looks to Nankervis, who can't get into the game either for the Thompson side. Tapped forward by Backwell. That was good work there of Lamb. He was collared. Ball out of bounds, half forward flank now. Thompson into attack, doing well in this second quarter into the Breeze. They lead by 17 points. Time check shows 10.5 minutes gone of this second quarter.
Thrown in now, Smith and Reuter. Umpire Happy has picked a free kick out. It's going to go to Smith as well, and from that ruck contest, now there's 2 on Cowan. The kick towards him. Rowbottom, I just pushed him. You just can't do that. Rowbottom just pushed him fair and square in the back there. Rowbottom and Stepanovsky right next to Cowan. They couldn't do anything about it. It was a good pass too. He would have got the free. He would have got the mark if he hadn't have been pushed.
I was interested there with Andrew Reuter. He's made his way down there now, but he was a little bit busy once the free kick had been paid. He was pushing Richardson there rather than getting back, so that'd be disappointing from Mick Thompson's point of view.
David Peters on for Eastern Suburbs. Danny Irving off the ground. And it looks as though the whisper I heard this morning about Alan Rundle not playing is correct. Bit of a hamstring injury during the week.
You heard it this afternoon, Joe.
Oh, did I hear it this afternoon? I did too. Cowan's pushed it across the goals there for 1 behind, so he's kicked 3 goals too. Thank you for that info too, Peter Walker.
Pleasure.
So it looks as though it's come to fruition, and Alan Rundle's not playing, and he was pretty good last week against Bannockburn.
Yeah, big loss for the Suburbs.
Stefanowski kicks in short to Loughton in the back pocket on the members' side, and he takes the mark to centre-half back. Very impressed with his season this year. He's been a good player for the Suburbs all year. Kicks across the ground looking for Reuter, so they've switched play. Good. Handball to Stefanowski, ran out from full-back, goes with a big torpedo towards centre-half forward. Rick Humphrey is standing back there, and Humphrey is the loose man across the Tiger half-back line, and he takes the mark.
Yeah, good footy, Tigers, as they stemming the tide. Wembridge is infringed on Terry Nankervis. Advantage hasn't been paid to Barry Edwards because
pick it up.
He couldn't pick it up, and there was no advantage. So Nankervis now gets the free kick centre wing out of sight of Godfrey Street Oval. Thompson leading Eastern Suburbs by 18 points, and we're only early in the second quarter. The kick from Nankervis to centre half forward, well marked by Mick O'Leary, an integral part of the machine of the Suburbs. Kick not a good one. Oh! Shorty Peters dives and takes a great slips catch for them right in the heart of Godfrey Street.
Peters now goes long looking for Lang in front. Atchison, can he take the mark? No, he can't, but he got a high tackle from Lang, and Andrew told me before the game that he's put on a couple of pounds. He's up to 39.5 kilos this afternoon for this match. There's not much of him. He goes to the outer side looking for Smith over the back. Reuter, Nankervis held on to, no free kick. Withers, and also there Wembridge. Ducked his head, did he? No, he didn't. The umpire said he got a high tackle. And getting up, just taking the free kick, Shane Wembridge at half forward. And he's got to get around onto his mark before he can kick. Delamonica coming off, and Irving coming back on for the Suburbs. And Wembridge now goes short. Smith filling the hole at just outside 50, and a good pick-up too on the half volley. Kick around the corner is poor. Edwards runs straight at it. Good handball too out. He picks it up himself, his handball, so we've got two possessions there. Goes long. Loughton running back with Backwell. Bounces well for Loughton. Gets away from Backwell, but not Menzies. Kick off the ground. Oh, Cowan over the top. He's got Menzies handball it to him. Menzies can run in the goal, and he can drop kick it over the top. Well, he has. He's kicked it over towards Eastern Suburbs home ground. He's kicked it over the back of the kindergarten for a goal, and Dale Menzies puts his second on the board. So the Tigers 6-8-44 lead by that 4-goal margin again. Eastern Suburbs 3-2-20 on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard. We're going 15 minutes in this second term. Well, they've worked hard in the first 15 minutes of this term, boys. Thompson?
Couldn't quite catch who the Eastern Suburbs fellow was over on the back line. I almost think he might have kicked the wrong way, not really realising which way he was
Dylan Smith did, yeah, no, he kicked it. I think he's just centering the ball under a little bit of pressure, a little bit of inexperience shown by Dylan Smith on that occasion. And you're right, Stewie, he did kick the ball backwards.
You're giving him the benefit of the doubt, Ron.
I am.
Back to the centre. Withers tackled high, got a free kick when he was slung off the footy there by Reuter. So Withers now can give it to Timmy Gardner running past. He was going to. He feigned the handball, then goes long with his left boot towards full forward. Cowan. Loughton getting back there in front. Oh, name written on it. Second attempt. Took the mark. The centre half back, getting back there to fill the hole in front of the plugger. And Loughton now is going to go to the outer side. He's just a little bit hesitant. Now he does go there. Good kick too. Looks for a row bottom, and it sticks at half back. He plays on quickly now. Watch him go long. He does to centre half forward. Reuter. Couldn't take it. Humphrey can. Then handball out the back of the pack. Atchison. Quick handball. Burke, and also Shorty Peters, who falls over. Then he trips Burke, and that should be 50.
He's got to get the free kick first.
Yeah, well, he gets the free kick in 50 metres. And he does so. Umpire Habib calling Shorty Peters back.
I think at the moment the people that aren't working hard enough on the day are the guys in the dugouts up here. I think there's players on the ground that are playing this game of footy today like it's a home and away game. I don't think enough of them realise that if they lose, they're gone, and both sides are doing silly things and should be attacking the ball and not worrying about what's going on around the joint.
Burke's kick found Richardson with a good mark inside 50, goes short towards Gardner, but it was chopped off by Radford.
Once again there, the coach has gone straight into that little feint there, maybe possibly put another. I mean, Cowan's shown his hands are working well today. And that also Edwards, and then he's decided to go for the short option out wide.
Well, the Suburbs rebound now. O'Leary set Hobbs up big time, and he dropped the ball, but no free kick. O'Leary went back in and helped and got the footy. He's on the wing now, goes long towards Reuter against Humphrey on this occasion. He's got Murray over the back of it, sits, but it's not going to. It runs away from him inside 50, and it's going to be a boundary throwing with Eastern Suburbs 3-2-20. They trail Thompson 6-8-44, preliminary final day for the GDFL, and you're listening to it live and exclusive on 89.1 Country FM this afternoon.
7.5 minutes gone to the second quarter, and Eagles need to really get a flap on. Good work, Robbie Reuter kicks off the carpet, but Humphrey doing well, very effective there in the loose man situation for the Tigers. In defence, goes out wide, looks for Terry Nankervis. Felt as though he was dealt with unfairly, but the umpire has said no, we'll have a throw in. Out of sight of the ground. Well, in between centre wing and half forward. Eastern Suburbs into attack, and that's what they need to do if they need to bridge this present 24-point gap.
Balls towards Luke Thompson now, who got a quick kick around the corner, but it was smothered. Wembridge is in there as well. Pack develops. They're all fighting for it in there. Timmy Gardner and Luke Thompson. But umpire Banch will come in and bounce the ball at half forward for the Eagles on the outer side here at Godfrey Street. The umpires this afternoon, Darren Banch and Gavin Habib. It's bounced down, Paul bounce there, coming across Lang, push it towards the boundary line, and it is out, so a boundary thrown at half forward. And I can tell you also, a bit of an exclusive here, I know one umpire for the seniors next week's grand final. I think it's going to be Murray Fanning for the GDFL grand final next week. Falls from the boundary line, throw in there to Smith, then to Gardner. Withers tackled as he gets his kick away. Goes towards Loughton. Loughton handball to Reuter. Reuter now through the middle. Right foot kick towards centre half forward. Getting across there. Strong mark Atchison. Unattended.
Murray will be doing a bit of running training during the week, will he, Jace?
I believe so. And goes towards the wing. And Nankervis now, Wembridge right next to him. He fell over, and it was good for him because Wembridge went right over the top of him, and he was able to get the hands out towards Richardson. Low trajectory kick towards centre half forward. Andrew Gardner runs onto it. He's got Edwards in support. Andrew Gardner slips over. Rowbottom runs straight into him. No free kick. Barry Edwards, handball, good to Plugger. Handball, he was going to handball. Then he got around the tackle. Kick the goal. Finish it off, Plugger. He's just missed to the far side for one behind. And 3 goals, 3. The return for Mark Cowan so far this game in the preliminary final. Yeah, I heard that during the week that Murray Fanning may be one of the umpires for the grand final next week. I think he did a GDFL grand final last year too.
He did.
6:9:45 Thompson, Eastern Suburbs 3:2:20. 18.5 minutes gone to the second term. The full back, Johnny Stefanovski for the Suburbs. Goes out to the defensive side of the ground, the outer side of Godfrey Street. It's off hands, out of bounds, a good 70 metres from the Thompson goal.
Seeing as I've announced that now, they'll probably change it on me, which is really good for him. Boundary throw in, Reuter in front, got his hand to it. Atchison traps it, then lost the footy. Edwards off the ground, kick smothered. Still there at half forward, Radford. Little push out, which was good to Matty Hobbs, but then he fell over. Gardner on hands and knees, gave it to Withers. Rode the bump inside 50 now, goes towards Cowan. Richardson running behind. Stefanovski turning around. He's there. He's worked hard. He tries to get to the safe of the boundary line. He couldn't get his hands onto it. He does it the second attempt. And it's out of bounds about 30 metres around from the Tigers' goal.
I think it's probably lucky there, Brony, that he didn't connect with that first one. He might have got pinged.
Yeah, I'm sure he would have, Pete. Well, luck the Irish. Boundary throw in, 35 metres. Bagger, Edwards.
Stefanovski. Biggest Irish name I've ever heard.
Anglo-Saxon or something they call it. An Italian Irishman.
That's true. Free kick found, and fun, Terry Radford, short, is good to Irving. Still inside the defensive 50. Now he'll be able to kick it out. Irving goes towards the outer side. Well, Lang, standing there with his hands out, wanted the footy. He went wider towards Murray, and the boundary line won on that occasion.
Talking of Peter Lang, he's one player that really Eastern Suburbs need, and at the moment he's been well out of the game. Good work, Christian Smith, from that boundary throw-in. Beat Peter Lang. Got it to Timmy Gardner. Ground level low now. Gardner lost the footy. Good support on. And Curvis, good hands to the run of Grapsis. Got it to the coach who slipped at the crucial time. Butters up well. One step and bang. Up the full forward it goes. Back of the pack. Menzies. Quick hands to Withers. No, it's not. It's Lunchbox. Landy Gardner kicks his second.
Yeah, good play from the Thompson forwards again there, boys.
It was. Like the last two guys that you called there, Ronnie, they played very well, but I just ask, at this point in time, I think the guy that's probably best on the ground is that big fella out there wearing number 54, because he had a chance there to grab the ball and kind of get caught, but he just unselfishly, the second one this quarter, pushed it over and said, here you go, boy. It's a team sport. It's a team
very
sport.
Big statement you've just made, Peter Walker.
Yeah.
Smith wrapped up
3-3 at 3-3, and we're only short of short of the second quarter, and he's given away 2.
Secondary bounce in the middle. Smith was wrapped up. Reuter now gets it to O'Leary. Good hands to McGough, but he's wrapped up by Gardner. Kick off the ground by O'Leary's good. Humphrey back there, though, and, well, he's picking up the possessions, this man.
It's worked well, hasn't it?
It has worked well. Across half back for the Tigers. Rick Humphrey now has got Harris wide. He's going to go in that direction. Allison went with him. Good kick, though, and measured the pass. Harris couldn't take the mark, though. Wembridge is there also, fighting hard. Oh, ripped off the ball. Was it Stein? No, it wasn't Stein. It looked like it might have been Nan Curvis.
Just interesting, we mentioned at quarter time what input young Thompson would have for the eastern suburb side. Well, they've moved him down, I think, into a pocket or a flank region. Shorty Peters is the loose man across the half-back line, and yet probably, if you look at their goal-kicking list, Shorty's probably a very dangerous goal-kicking option, and you'd like to think that possibly he'd have more hope of getting in a sneaky goal than Thompson would.
Yeah, that's a pretty good observation, and I'm a bit astounded by that particular move of Mick Thompson's. But Andrew Atchison doesn't mind what moves he makes because he's got the football at the moment, and he's going to drive Thompson out of defence. Lovely footy too, because he's picked out his teammate there. He should have been paid the mark in Lamb, wasn't. That's interesting commentary. As we see now, an opportunity for Stein. Humphrey, good support. Goes very negative. Great football. One of the better players in the second quarter is Rick Humphrey. Very fortunate to be out there, I'd suggest, having rolled his ankle last week, and actually doing very well for the side.
Atchison with a big thump over the back. Richardson traps it at half back, then gives a sensational handball to Timmy Gardner. Inboard towards Edwards in the middle. Can't take the mark. Rowbottom keeps his feet coming at it. Dylan Smith traps it, runs backwards, gets around Gardner, then gets back into his right boot. Does very well. Sets up Rowbottom. Now he can go long. Well, it's a poor kick. He was going long towards Lang, who got to him, but he couldn't take the mark. Murray wrapped up, big tackle, and no chance to get rid of it. Umpire Banch to come in and bounce the ball about 35 metres out from the suburbs goal. They're 3-2-20. They trail Thompson 7-9-51 on the GDFL Bingo Centre second quarter scoreboard.
It's amazing how, the better players, when you are down, how you get so frustrated, Ronnie. Peter Lang out there, things aren't going right for him, and he's starting to put a little bit back on his own players, and maybe he should just get on with it.
Yeah, good call, Peter Walker, as Nathan Murray did some good ruck work on that occasion at half forward. Got it down to ground. Quick shot at goal, though. I think it was his teammate there, Robbie Reuter. But unfortunately for the Eagles, he's kicked it right across the face of goal. Mark Harris now takes the penalty free kick for the Thompson side. Good knock away Lang, but no one at ground level. Kicked off the carpet, Radford. Good work to Thompson. Can he make lions out of us? Oh, no, he can't. And why,
Shorty?
Why isn't Shorty Peters up there?
He could be the man there.
Well,
Luke Thompson's a good...
And
he's kicked the ball out of the park. He should have kicked a goal.
I also don't know who's on the bench for Eastern Suburbs, but McGough, he is not right.
No.
He is not even... He cannot run to a contest. Either he's got to be out of the play there and put in the forward pocket, or bring someone with 2 good legs on.
Harris kick in there from the boundary. Free kick was smothered by Allison, and then pushed across the outer side to the half-forward flank. Harris, he chased it with Allison, so it's a boundary throw, and it's 26 minutes gone in the second term. Thompson 7-9-51, Eastern Suburbs 3-2-20. So boundary throw-in, 31 points the difference. Smith and Lang to do the ruck work. Gardner there also. Short throw-in. Smith towards the safety of the boundary line. Trapped though by Mickey O'Leary. Ducked his head but got the ball away. Set up Robbie Reuter, but he's good enough to get it away. Only as far as Timmy Gardner though. Free kick advantage paid. Timmy Gardner runs along the half-back flank. Radford traps it, then throws the ball away. Backwell's there. Radford appealing for the free kick. None forthcoming from umpire Bench.
Good bit of play there by Timmy Gardner. He looked up and he seen that Andrew Reuter was down in the wing, so he just dribbled down in front of him rather than just turn it over.
And they've got the boundary throw-in on their half-back flank. The Eagles still attacking. They need a quick goal before half-time. Reuter and Smith. Smith now in front, gets it down. Wembridge couldn't trap it, neither could Nan Curvis. And the umpire will come in and have a bit more work to do on that outer side.
Yeah, poor quarter of football from an Eastern Suburbs point of view. It's, let's have a look. 26.5 minutes gone of this second quarter, and they've only added 2 goals, 1 for the term.
And the umpire has picked out a free kick in that ruck contest, and it's advantage paid. Withers came out with it there, and it goes long. Edwards just pushes Rowbottom off and then wanted Gardner to run onto it, which he has done so. Irving didn't keep his feet, but it's not going to matter much because it's been pushed out by Rowbottom. out of bounds just inside 50. It's going to be a boundary throw-in, so the Tigers will be looking for a quick goal before half-time now. And Edwards and Rowbottom, poor throw-in. It's come back, though, with the wind. Edwards, trapped by Hobbs, ripped off the footy. Comes back out towards centre-half, back for the Eagles. Mick O'Leary gets away, kicks blindly towards centre-half forward. Murray in front, Stein behind. Goes to the back, McGough. Gets a good little tap onto Lang. Can he trap it? No, he can't. Atchison can. Can he? No, he can't either. It's still going along. It's pushed inside the 50. They've done well, the Suburbs, to get it back in there quickly. And it's a ball up now, just about 45 metres out from the Suburbs goal.
I think 2 weeks ago they would have fallen to Peter Lang's arms and he would have had a guy under his belt. I think there's just, Peter's probably got to try a couple of different things. Maybe try using his body a little more physical in the shepping, the tackle region, and try and get himself into the play that way. Smith
taps it towards Dylan Smith. That was Christian to Dylan. Grab up. The All Raiders handball. Wasn't too good there. Radford over the back. Timmy Gardner now can handball to Lamb. He does so. Oh, just puts it out in front of him. Does a sit for him. He's a good pick up too by Lamb. He goes along his favoured wing now, the left boot towards Edwards. Rowbottom getting back there. Loudness over there. Heads. Cowan comes out. He's got Backle on the right. He gives the handball out to Menzies and Edwards in the boundary line. And it was good thinking, but the hands just weren't there. And it's a boundary throw-in at half forward for the Tigers.
Yeah, things just not working for the Suburbs. They'll need to regroup. I'd suggest at half-time, as the siren sound said, some of the more experienced players need to have a good look at themselves from an Eastern Suburbs point of view, gentlemen.
Yeah, I think with about 10 minutes to go on that quarter, I probably would have grabbed Peter Lang and put him at centre-half back.
Just for something different.
Just let him run at the ball. Just say, righto, things aren't going your way. The ball's not being delivered to you. It's very windy. You're trying to make position. Chuck him at centre-half back and say, go get it.
Well, it's 7-9-51. Thompson, Eastern Suburbs 3-2-20 at half-time. In that quarter, Thompson kicked 3 goals, 2. And Eastern Suburbs kicked 2 goals, 1. So they've outscored them against the Breeze there. Thompson, the goal kickers to half-time for Thompson. Mark Cowan has 3. Andrew Gardner, 2. And Dale Menzies, 2 for the Tigers. While for the Eagles, 2 to Robbie Reuter and 1 to the full forward, Justin Ellison. Now, quickly, boys, some of the better players. Firstly, Stewie for Eastern Suburbs.
Yeah, well, obviously, better players are a little bit harder to find for Eastern Suburbs, and probably the conditions have probably attributed a lot to that. It's very hard to remain in the game for the full 60 minutes of the first half, and probably the only 2 players that I could find have been consistent there is Andrew Reuter's been consistent. He's been dropping that kick behind play and has been effective. Hasn't got a lot of the ball, but I've been fairly impressed with Shane Wembridge's job he's been doing with Terry Nankervis, as he was such an important player last week.
And Peter, some of the Thompson better players?
I think they're playing well as a team. Their back line is chiming in together. They're running in 2s and 3s, and I don't really care who gets the ball. When you're running it out of the back line, it is a team sport. I think they're doing it very good. Up in the forward line, I really don't think you can go past Mark Cowan. He's got 3-3 or something and given away a couple. We're only at half-time, very blustery conditions. He is a big boy. He's running at the ball, and he's always got fellas that are trailing in behind him, and he's more than happy to tap it over. I think he's holding them together at the moment.
I think the Rick Humphrey move to half-back, loose man, it sometimes can, sometimes can't work. On that occasion, it worked superbly, because I thought he was one of the better Thompson players in that quarter, having numerous possessions.
True, very true.
All right, so at half-time, Thompson 7-9-51 lead, Eastern Suburbs 3-2-20. We'll go back to the studio for a bit of a music.